start out with a just a general comment about the game, and then we'll go to questions.
I thought our kids played as hard as they could for 48 minutes, and that's all we've ever asked for them. They've been resilient all year, and I thought tonight they were. We were just kind of scratching and clawing there at the end. We got a turnover, and we were in position to maybe make something happen, and sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. But for our guys to just keep fighting throughout that game was special. It's what got us here. These guys, were undersized. We have 0 Division I athletes, and we just asked them to be tough, play hard, and be physical. And I think we did that. I thought we played really well, and I think they just made a few more plays than us. I think obviously Sean Terry was the difference. He's a special player. And, he was a tough matchup. We did okay with him a couple times, and then he just made some big plays. I'm proud of my kids. These guys are awesome.
Questions?
Good morning. Keno Sultan, Stark County Prep Prep. Your team has won 30 games in the last 2 seasons, but how cool and unfair is it for such a fine team like yours to be resigned from 2 runner-up finishes? How cool and unfair is that for a team like yours that I respect that work too hard for us?
I think a lot of teams in the state of Ohio would love to have those 2 things. It hurts right now, but when you, on the bus ride back, these guys are going to reflect on what they've done for the last really 4 years. In their 4-year career, they've lost 6 games. 4 of them have been to state champions. Every year that a team has beat us in the playoffs, they've gone on to win state. The other 2 teams that beat these guys as freshmen were 10-0 in the regular season. So, yeah, it hurts. Is it unfair? Probably. But, in high school sports, there's very, very few teams that win their last game. And, it's hard to deal with sometimes, especially right now. But, I think I saw something on the internet a couple weeks ago in the Final Four, 4% of the teams in Ohio were still playing. So to even be playing this weekend is an incredible accomplishment that these guys should be extremely proud of. Yes, we wanted the other trophy, but to do what they've done over the last 2 years, over the last 4 years, I couldn't be more proud of anybody.
Coach, you guys had the big forced fumble late in the game. You had a late drive to score a touchdown. So talk to me about the defensive effort, holding Ironton, especially in the second half.
Well, the defense has been our strength for the last couple of years, and these guys love playing defense. They like to be physical. They like that side of the ball, and they just wouldn't give up. Is what it is. And football's a funny game. The ball's shaped funny. It bounces funny, and you go out there and fight, and good things can happen. And we got the turnover we needed. But that's all these guys know is to not give up. I can't tell you the last time I've seen them give up in the middle of the game. So extremely proud of that effort, and we've kind of come to expect it out of these guys. So they did a great job.
Hey, Coach. First of all, that's a performance. It's one of the better games out of the weekend as far as this competition back and forth. Tell us a bit about that back and forth bump. That was a segment of the game that I think has changed. And discuss about you guys bumping back. What happened? Was it just a dead slip? I couldn't see from where I was at.
It was just they hit us right at the right spot at the right time. And that's what happens in football sometimes. We wanted to get the first down. We thought we had, we could run that play, and move the chains, and then we were going to try something else after that. But the guy I coached for is in the Hall of Fame. And he always used to say, every game is decided by 5 plays. You just never know which 5 it is. That was one of those plays.
Coach, how do you game plan and prepare to try to stop this number 4? What do you do, and what can you differ?
I wish I could tell you. I mean, obviously, we didn't do a great job of it. We did good at times, but at some point you just got to say, all right, look, this is what got us here. This is what we believe in, and our guys are going to have to make plays. And we told him he's going to make plays. We got to move on when he does, and we tried to minimize the plays that he made because there's a reason why he's going to an SEC school. He's obviously extremely talented. They've got a lot of talented guys, and that's the other thing. We could throw 3 guys on them, and they've got all kinds of other weapons that they can hurt you with. The running back is extremely good. He hurt us at times. The quarterback ran the ball well. He hurt us at times. So we actually double teamed him at times. We tried to pick our spots, and I think you can only do so much. But they're very well coached. The coaches know how to put him in position to make plays, and they know how to counter off of him and let other guys make plays as well. So we just tried to do the best we could, and that's all we can ask for.
Coach,
You guys haven't trailed much at all this season. You're down 2 scores in the first half, kind of behind the 8 ball again in the second half. What was it about this group that there wasn't any quit, even when they were in a scenario they hadn't really been in all year?
They put so much into this program and they love each other so much that they're not going to give up because they know their teammates are counting on them. And that's what, we constantly talk about that. We play for each other. It's hard in this day and age to be unselfish. With social media, everything is how many likes can I get, how many clicks and things like that. We ask these guys to play for your teammate. Everything you do has to be for your teammate to be successful. And so I think when you have that kind of a bond, you gotta love the guys behind you more than you hate the guys in front of you. And I think these guys love each other enough that they weren't going to give up. And if they knew that if they just kept plugging away, good things would happen. And that's what they did.
Coach, just touch on the senior class over the last 4 years, 55-6, 3 regional titles, 2 back-to-back state championships. What has it meant for your program and then for the players? What has it meant to play for Liberty Center football? Playing at Liberty Center is definitely a special place to play at Northwest Ohio.
Well, I mean, we try to build a program that will sustain excellence. These guys have been part of this program. We say it for 4 years, but they've been part of our youth program, junior high program, and the classes ahead of them have set a high standard. They've been very successful, and they just try to achieve that same standard. But they work extremely hard, and they love the sport, and our community loves football. It's ridiculous. Some of these guys went out to eat Wednesday night, and they got a standing ovation when they left. And some random person paid for their meal, and it wasn't even from our community. So I mean, it was Northwest Ohio. These guys have done a great job, and it's a special group that's worked extremely hard, and they paid their dues. I think 18 seniors. I think one of them started as a sophomore, so they had to work and wait their turn. Some of them, got to play as juniors, and some of them started as seniors, but they had to wait their turn and they had to work while they waited.
The players, what has it meant to put on the orange and black and play for Liberty Center?
It's really special to be able to play for a community like this and a coaching staff like this. It's just amazing, and I like to cherish every moment of it, and it's just really special.
I think it's more special than playing other places because, usually you want to play for your team and stuff, but at Liberty Center you kind of want to play for your community and everybody else. We got 4th grade classes, everybody in the school will cheer us on no matter what it is, and the community just really rallies around us, and that's what we play for.
Yeah, like these two said, playing for LC is really something special. You go to away games and we have our community lined up 2 hours before kickoff, so I think just our community in general and us being kids, always going out Friday nights and seeing them play, we all just wanted to be out with them, and it's something special you can't get somewhere else.
Kind of what Grady said, as a little kid, you always want to put on the orange and black and, go play in the lights, but I know God has blessed me here personally, bringing me to Liberty and keeping me at Liberty, and I'm very thankful for him. I'm very thankful for our son Jesus Christ for forgiving our sins and dying on the cross for us.
Coach Bowman, the last 2 years, your team has been very deep in depth. Last year, you didn't lose anybody. This year, your team is just as deep. Where does the depth come in at for the last two teams?
Well, we've got obviously good numbers. Our senior class is 18, our junior class was like 22. So, when you have a lot of juniors and seniors, you should have depth. This is the biggest roster we've ever had. We had 72 kids on the roster. We had some kids battled injuries all year and things like that. Playing a JV games is part of the deal. When you're an underclassman, you got to get experience because we want to build depth. We've got guys that rotate in and out throughout the season because we want to build depth. And we know that at some point somebody's going to get injured, whether it's for a play or a game or maybe even longer, and we got to have guys ready. But they work hard and just keep grinding. Our assistant coaches do a great job of building depth and rotating guys in so they have experience. And it's kind of, we kind of want a revolving door, man, where guys that didn't start this year, some of them played a third of the snaps. And so next year, they are ready to go.
Okay, we're gonna take one more, or two more. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, give me some kind of an idea of what the anxiety level was like every time number Terry got the ball or was going to get the ball, because it seemed like he could make something happen on it every play.
Coming into the game, we knew he was a good player. We knew he was going to make plays. I wouldn't really say the anxiety was really high on that. It was just coming down to doing our job and making plays when we needed to make plays.
Okay, one more here.
And this is for the players, obviously, and other stuff. But to be able to compete, on the stage for the second year in a row, really well against a great Ironton teams. What is your biggest takeaway tonight? Obviously, you guys and each other being able to play on last time.
My biggest takeaway would be obviously being here is special and all, but it's your second year we've been here in a row. We've kind of gotten used to the place, and I feel like we put the underclassmen in a place where they know what it takes. And I feel like to be back here next year, they'll have experience for it.
Yeah, last year after we lost our state championship game last year, our senior class said that we were going to get back here, and it just feels great to have had the opportunity to come play again for a state championship. And I'm super proud of everybody for all the work they put in, and I'm just more than thankful for everything that's happened.
My biggest takeaway from tonight is I think we have a lot of good players coming back that will be able to lead us back here next year. We've got a lot of DBs and defensive players that are juniors and sophomores, so I think that they're a tough group of guys, and I think they'll get it done.
So thankful to be here twice. Kind of like Coach Moore said, not many people get to experience this, and super thankful, for it to happen, and be glad that it happened.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.